In this video, I'm going to show you how to live on Social Security alone if you have no other funds available to you. Coming up next on Holy Schmidt.
Holy Schmidt!
According to the Social Security Administration, 45% of single retirees and 21% of married retirees receive 90% or more of their income from Social Security. While that number is shocking, let me give you another one. 50% of 62-year-olds have less than $2,000 in retirement savings. For many Americans, Social Security provides less than 50% of what they need to live comfortably, yet it is 100% of what they have to live on. Those two last points don't go together very well. This video will help you bridge the gap. Stick around to the end because I'm going to show you the nuclear option for those that will do whatever it takes to live comfortably on Social Security alone. And yes, it is legal. Now let's get right into it. Point number one is arrange your life so that you have very low cost housing. For many people, housing is the number one expense during the working years. So it would make sense that if you have the option to reduce or eliminate that in retirement, you will live much better on far less. So point number one, if you have a mortgage and you have time, work to pay your mortgage down. That would be the ultimate outcome because then you live in your home for basically the cost to maintain your home. A lot of people haven't paid off their mortgage, and downsizing might make sense here from the current home to a much smaller home where you can take the funds from the sale of your big home and use that to buy your smaller home in its entirety. The second point is take on a roommate. Perhaps it's a friend, perhaps it's someone you know who's in a similar situation to you. The two of you together can manage the housing expense much more effectively than one person on their own. Or the third way to do this is become someone else's roommate. You can rent a room from someone else, or perhaps a family member has a spare bedroom for you to stay in. This will help you take care of the largest cost that many people face in retirement at a fraction of the cost of having your own place. The next point is choose where you live wisely. There is a cost of living difference between living in New York and, say, New Mexico. New Mexico is about 3/4 of the cost of New York. On the flip side, if you move to Hawaii, expect to pay almost double what you would pay in New York. I've added a link below so that you can see how far your dollar will go in each state in the United States. Along those same lines, some states charge income tax on Social Security while others don't. I highlight which is which, again, in the comment section below. By the way, if you like this video, please hit the thumbs up button below. YouTube uses the thumbs up as its algorithm to raise videos in the search results, and I want to help as many people as possible. Now back to the video. Point number four, if you have time, pay down your debt. High interest debt is a lousy way to spend your scarce Social Security dollars, and getting your high interest debt off the books as soon as possible will help you live a much better life in the future where you can use that money for something else. Point number five is wait as long as possible to claim Social Security benefits. Now the reason I made this number five is that many of you have already started collecting Social Security and you can't really undo that. If you have time to plan, the longer you wait, the better it is, and the math works something like this. At age 62, you get approximately 70% of what you get at age 67. At age 70, you get 124% of what you get at age 67. Therefore, by waiting till the very end, you get 77% more at age 70 than you do at age 62. And now the nuclear option. Leave the US and live in a much less expensive locale. Now hear me out here. Chile is a wonderful country down in South America. The cost of living there is 65% of the cost of living in the US. Of course, when you get down there, there will be areas that are more expensive and even less expensive than that. But what I really like about Chile is that the legal system there is excellent. It's a low crime country and the cost of living is actually quite reasonable. If you're a fan of the movie Eat, Pray, Love, the cost of living in Italy is 89% of the cost of living in the US. The cost of living in Indonesia, Bali, is 51% of the cost of living in the US. And the cost of living in India is 34% of the cost of living in the US. There are literally dozens and dozens of countries where you can live very, very well for half or less than the cost of living in the US. But it is a different choice than leaving one state and moving to another. Still, for many people, it's an adventure, and if you choose the right location, it could be a wonderful experience for you during your retirement years. In my next video, I'm going to show you why the US government won't shut down Social Security. Many of you have commented on the videos, and that's the number one fear, it seems. People think that the US government's going to shut it all down. I'm going to show you why that's highly unlikely, and I'm going to back it up with hard data. So make sure you click subscribe and notifications so that you get notified when I publish that next video. Also, check out this video right here. In this video, I show you what the average retirement savings is at age 62, two different ways. I also show you what the top 1% has in their retirement savings. This is Jeff Schmidt. Thanks for watching.